Hey everyone, this is Carl from UpsellGuru, and today I have the pleasure to talk with Andreas Graeber-Struch, GM from the Melia Hotel in Vienna. Yeah, great to see you and to have a beer with you.
Yeah, and these times we need to disinfect quite more. So here in Vienna, we rather drink vodka. So I'm not having a beer here.
Oh, wow, nice.
Cheers, mate.
Yes, it's Thursday, 9 a.m., by the way.
I actually received this from a team member from housekeeping. She's from Slovakia, and she gave this to me like a couple of days ago. She was like, I made this by myself, please try. So whenever I will start to sleep right now, you know, it was something else.
And is it good? Strong?
It's pretty good. It's pretty strong. It's pretty good. Perfect for 9 a.m. in the morning.
Nice. But Andy, tell me, how have you been the past weeks with COVID-19? How was the hotel operations in Vienna? Can you tell a bit?
Sure. I mean, we're locked down now for the last, let's say, 7 weeks. 7 weeks of not having a real operating hotel, which is really weird, having 253 rooms, which are distributed over, I know, in total 57 floors throughout the whole tower, suddenly being without any ambience, without any atmosphere is so weird. Especially not having one of the 140 employees around you is quite shocking because, you know, they're at home, they're ready to go, really motivated. But at the moment we're operating very, very slow, you know, in regards to guests. At the moment, we are on an occupancy level of like 22 rooms, depending on the day, especially during the week, as Vienna had this idea that no tourists are allowed anymore for the next weeks. But we're okay, man. Step by step.
But as I understand, you guys didn't close the hotel, right? At all. You stayed open all the time?
That's correct. We stayed open throughout the whole time. Even though in the media you will find the sentences that all hotels are closed. This is not true actually for Vienna. Most of them are closed, yes, but there are still some of our colleagues who opened up because either you have crews or you have some very, you know, crucial overnights that belong to pharma industries or to the clinic industries, etc. And for the last 14 days, it's also allowed to have people, you know, who need to work. So people from other countries can still arrive if they show you the proof that they have to work, and then they can stay at your hotel.
And not sure if you are able to answer that question, but was it worth for you to stay open, like financially?
That's a good question because, you know, obviously we need to justify every move towards the corporate office. And as Melia, I mean, as many other hotel chains that you know, have closed most of their hotels worldwide for a certain time of period, you know, it was interesting to, you know, prove that for us, it's more beneficial to stay open. And therefore, yes, March, and now as April finishes, we can say it was better to stay open than to close.
Tell me about the guests that are currently in the hotel. What kind of segments is it? Is it like local corporates or what is the main segments that are staying at the hotel in Vienna?
Speaking about segments, of course, corporate business, as no MICE business is allowed until the end of August. You're not allowed to have more than 5 people in a room, basically. So yes, corporate business, and within the corporate business, you see the pharma industry, you see the construction industry, and you see some walk-ins. You know, they have like this written paper from their employer. I'm allowed to stay at the hotel because I'm here for business reasons. So some of the automobile industry you will find. So it's a good mixture nowadays, and we saw the change over the last 10 days. So it's becoming more and more now.
Perfect. And coming to the good news, yesterday, I think it was announced in Austria that restaurants are allowed to open from the 16th of May on and hotels from the 29th of May. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Until yesterday, we thought we can also open the hotel for touristic accommodation again on the 15th. They postponed this to the 29th, unfortunately, but they stick to the plan to open restaurants on the 15th of May. And yeah, it's pretty exciting. I mean, F&B is big operations for us. We have 4 different outlets plus room service that we now need to discuss how approach, how to open. For instance, we don't believe that there are any buffets allowed, but rather serve breakfast in a la carte, serve your Sunday brunch a la carte, because obviously there's so many people staying in their homes for the last 7 weeks. And I was speaking to a couple of people in Vienna, and they're so bored, you know, they're so in a bad mood, they really want to go out again. And our advantages, we have 57 floors, and on the 57th, we have our restaurant, our signature restaurant, where we can serve brunch on a Sunday. So here, our approach obviously will be to get back to those people who want to have an amazing view over Vienna, serving them a la carte, as buffet will not be allowed anymore. The way the government will allow a restaurant setup will be that there are 4 adults are allowed to sit next to each other, plus the children that they belong to them. So you have not more than 4 people on the table plus children. And for the next table, you need to have a distance of 1 meter at least. Guests do not have to wear masks. Employees have to wear masks outside, being in the restaurant. Inside the kitchen, you're not allowed. You don't have to wear masks. And how do you structure the breakfast buffet? We do a la carte thing, meaning you have a fixed part of it, and you know this from all the different hotels. So you have the continental breakfast, and you have the normal breakfast that up with all the parts that you have in that, and then we'll add some upsell opportunities. Speaking with UpsellGuru, obviously we need to add some upsell in regards to glasses of champagne that we can serve, fresh juices, some caviar, you know, these things that we can add on an extra.
What about lunch and dinner? Is there any specific change that you are adapting to?
Rather smaller menus, so changing menus quite often, having fresh ingredients, healthy ingredients. Obviously, the lunch was the one that we wanted to focus on. The government now will allow us to stay open until 11 p.m. in the evening, which gives really an advantage if you now do the dinner planning. So what you can think of is, you know, add more table servings. So at one seating at 5, 1 seating at 7, 1 seating at 9. So it can be done by 10:45, because at 11 everyone has to be gone. Therefore, we have fresh menus, like I said, and obviously a la carte will change quite more often, adapting to the local situation.
And how does it look like for the bar that you guys have in the hotel?
Yeah, it's still not so clear because bars are not allowed until now. We call our bar lounge. So we're playing a little bit with the wording here, expecting that we can open up a little bit earlier. So usually we would open the bar lounge at 6 p.m. Now we, look for a Thursday, which probably is a little Friday then, and open at 3 or at 4 p.m. Adding a DJ already to serve cocktails, because we're working in a tower with 6,500 employees who after work might want to have a drink. So respecting all the new regulations we're having, I think that there is a market for having a DJ in the afternoon to have a little after work event, not to call it party though. And we're also offering a in-room cocktail menu, which means that there will be someone from the bar who will do a room service for you, and he will show up with his little table and his, the drinks, and then makes a drink in front of you, a shake in front of you. So it's quite a cool experience, and serve the cocktail in room.
Ah, that's a very, very nice idea. And so, meaning to summarize it, so from the 16th of May, you can open your F&B outlets for external guests, but also for the in-house guests that are currently mostly like corporate travelers.
Yes.
And from the 29th on, also leisure travelers are allowed in Austria.
Yes. And of course, we are still discussing political-wise if we can open some borders. That's what we are reading. So there is the idea to create a tourism driven by being close to Austria, being close to Vienna. So Germany is one potential candidate that could have an agreement to open the borders, so touristic travelers can go back and forth. So what we are focusing on is rather to being a business hotel until now with a focus on MICE, now to create some ideas about to attract leisure people more, to create packages, to find some partners who will offer yoga wine classes. So we had the crazy idea to offer a wine yoga session. So you're having a wine together and then you do yoga. Or different crazy things, because we're quite close to the river Donau, and we can have an advantage in this areas to attract people to come here.
Yeah, I think your brain is working on new ideas. And how will you communicate that to the market, or even to your upcoming guests?
Yeah, being in a global chain, it's always difficult to promote these things on your hotel homepage. So we have an actual local restaurant homepage. We're using this. We're obviously using social media. There are some different catalogs we are going to be part of. And also the idea, being in a district of Vienna, which is quite big, it's a 22nd district. So we're like a 5-minute ride by subway to the city center, but a little bit on the rim, at the Donau, gives us an amazing advantage, because there are not too many hotels here. So where do the people find those information, what they can do now? They will find in their local newspapers, but it's a newspaper, it's only valid for the 22nd district. So why not publish your event in a 22nd district only? Because people are now chasing new things to enjoy life. This is what we are thinking of, because being 7 weeks at home, you now want to celebrate life, you want to be happy again. Of course, you're a little bit cautious with the things that you want to see and want to do, but obviously you want to be somewhere where the people are. So these are the ideas, and also thinking of distributing flyers at subway stations, and these old school cold sales actions, basically, because in Vienna you have plenty of hotels, and all of them, they have amazing ideas, and all of them want to have business. So try to differentiate yourself a little bit here.
And Andi, since yesterday, have you seen any more traffic in terms of new bookings coming in, as people know that they can travel now for leisure purpose?
There's no massive impact in terms of big groups now suddenly popping up in the system. What we see is that there are bookings coming in for June. This is rather leisure focus, and being in a business hotel, we still have this 2-week booking window that the corporate business will look at rather. But we again have now some groups who are looking for business in November, in October. So you see that there are things happening, but the major congresses, which are now canceled for Vienna this year, it's a major impact for the revenues in the city.